few minutes in this movie, she was more of an asshole.
Huh?
Like Jack turns this corner or something, and she's like, "Dude, this book's gonna fucking suck dick. How the fuck are you gonna pay the bills with this fucking cuck?"
She's too nice.
She's too nice.
Yeah, she's too nice for that shit. That'd be so.
Monkey.
Yeah. I got it. Thank you, Nick.
They said
Tell
the
Nick.
N-word in this movie.
Yeah, they said the N-word 3 times in this movie.
Holy fuck.
Yeah,
Are we allowed
man.
to show that on Twitch?
I don't know. I hope they don't ban me off Twitch, bro. Okay, anyways, I'll reiterate. We watched The Shining, directed by Stanley Kubrick.
Dude, that's
Book was
fire.
written by Stephen King. I forget the name of most of the actors. I know Jack Nicholson is like obviously one of the main stars. So everybody knows Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, no one really knows anyone else.
Overall, really cool fucking movie. It's older, right? So like some people don't like older movies, but it's like the filmmaking in this movie is so well thought out and planned.
Like, it really does take the time to establish everything in the movie.
Yeah.
It doesn't just get right into
Yeah.
it. They're like, but like it takes like an hour and a half of the movie is just like, hey, like we're just setting the scene of like what's gonna happen here. We're gonna like drop subtle hints and we're just gonna like watch this guy. slowly
Right,
evolve.
yeah. It's they really it's like really tight. It's like such a tightly constructed movie. You know, like here's everything that like they show you everything that's gonna happen without telling you. It's like here's where this is gonna happen. Here's what to expect. Like they show you everything, but you just like if you're first time watching it, like me, it's just like I wouldn't have thought about it when I was watching it. But this movie is super iconic, right? So if you are familiar with the movie, like there's a few scenes where it's just like I've already seen that. So like
Yeah.
there's some of the because it's so old. Some of the shock is I don't want to say ruined, but it's like I know what to expect,
But
right?
I mean, like everyone knows about.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, well, he's
Um,
freaking out.
But overall, right? If you haven't seen the movie,
Which I haven't.
which you haven't, if you don't really know what you're getting yourself into, which don't expect, it's a horror movie, but don't expect jump scares. Don't expect Insidious. Don't expect paranormal. It's definitely more of a build. It's about showing how a really innocent situation turns fucking horrible. That's what this whole movie's about, right? And
It's also kind of like fear of like the unknown type shit.
A little
because,
bit,
like,
yeah.
'cause throughout the movie, like something's going on with this guy, like something, and there's even like really weird events that only one character sees,
Mhm.
and that like he experiences, and he just acts like it's completely normal. Like the bartender scene,
Yeah.
like when he goes up and he's talking to this bartender, he's acting completely normal. But like if any like other person in the character or any other character in the movie would have seen this, it would have been like, what the fuck is going on here? This
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's like parts like that. They really they do a good job showing you that this guy's going fucking crazy. But yeah, overall, I'd give it.
Fuck, your dog's looking cold, dude.
Oh shit. Anyways, overall, I would give the movie. I'd say a solid like 8.5 out of 10. Right, the filmmaking's just great.
Damn. It's that good, huh?
Yeah, the filmmaking's great. The sound design is also great. The sound is what really sells a good portion of what happens in this fucking movie. What else?
I feel like a lot of movies tried to copy this one in terms of like music.
Yeah.
Because this movie kind of has like a lot of like like violin like scratches and all that
Mhm.
type of stuff.
Michael,
that,
by the
like,
way, I love your Tupac.
my
shirt.
Tupac shirt.
That is fucking-
Tupac, I
that's
fucking
good
love
as
this
fuck.
Tupac shirt.
Um,
But like all the violence, I feel like I don't know if it originated from this movie, but like it definitely seems to be where it all came from. Because like in today's horror movies, like they have like stock violent sound effects that every fucking horror movie nowadays
yeah.
uses.
Like they took it.
They're like trying
They-
to copy like
right.
this kind of like style.
I see what you mean. I almost feel like as I'm watching it, because there's so much paranormal stuff that's happening that isn't explained. It's almost like the Donnie Darko of like horror movies. Like I had a lot of those vibes with some of the characters.
The cool thing is about this movie is that so this is actually there's still you need to watch Doctor Sleep.
Second one.
Doctor
Second one,
Sleep is not a horror movie in the slightest. Doctor Sleep is like an action like supernatural. It basically explains
Oh.
all of everything that happens in this movie. It's like this is like all the fucked up stuff that happened here, and like
That's really cool.
That's
That's
Doctor
actually
Sleep's
really
super
fucking cool.
dope actually. It's a really sick
I
movie.
I feel like I want to watch it now. What up?
Nick says, I know, and tits and some furry kink stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's a naked
Yeah.
naked young woman, and then there's a furry that blows a dude.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
a pretty wild movie.
Yeah.
Anyways, And the spoiler-free part right here. What would you give it out of 10?
Out of 10?
Out of 10.
I love this movie. This is like 9,
9, yeah.
9.5 maybe.
I give it an 8.5.
There's a couple scenes that I think like are a little bit odd, but that's just more like personal opinion rather than
yeah,
anything.
yeah.
I think this is like an objectively good movie.
It's objectively really well made.
Yeah.
I think every aspect of this movie is really well thought out. I mean, even the acting, right? Like there's an infamous story behind the acting behind the woman.
Mm-hmm.
Stanley Kubrick actually was like really mentally abusive towards her to like really pull out that like
Fucking asshole.
yeah. I mean, but like I was watching a few
worst.
scenes and I was like, you could feel that she's just like there's some like anxiety behind like some of the performance and
Yeah,
Stanley Kubrick.
Like I don't like. I mean,
I guess it
people like
worked.
Jack Nicholson. Like they both did a really good fucking job with this movie. But like I feel like if she didn't like really kind of like pull all that out, like this movie wouldn't have really been like as good as it was.
That's
like,
true.
Her reactions are very genuine whenever he does anything super fucked up and when
Yeah.
he starts like going
That's a
on a
good point.
rampage. Are we gonna start spoiling shit?
Yeah,
even
let's
though
start
Johnny's
spoiling.
here?
All right, this is the.
All right.
Do you care about spoilers,
from,
Johnny?
From my perspective, I literally know absolutely nothing about the movie, but it just looks like Jack Nicholson just goes on a fucking rampage in a house and like
That's literally-
overpowers this woman, this poor fragile
Okay,
woman.
That's
so
only like
let's-
30
let's-
minutes of the movie.
Let,
and
let's
this is
go
a
to
2.5 hour
yeah.
movie.
Let's go to the
Oh,
spoiler
shit.
portion. Okay.
Are you gonna stay for that or?
Yeah. You can, Johnny,
yeah.
you don't get. Johnny
Okay.
doesn't give
I
a
don't
shit.
give a
fuck.
fuck.
All right. Spoiler portion. I think one of the best parts of this movie is, like you said, like there's parts that are like horrific, right? And it's like like I don't feel like horrified when I watch it, like the blood part scene, like me just
Yeah.
watching it, like that's not horrifying. But then it switches to her reaction, and it's like, oh shit! Like seeing her reaction, it's like you kind of feel like her, you know?
Yeah,
And
you're kind of like, okay, yeah, this is actually like you see like the blood pouring out of the elevator. That's like
it's like whatever.
that's like 5
right?
times. You
Yeah.
see it the first 4 times. You're like, okay, but then she witnesses it and she's like, wait, she's like, this is one of the most fucked up things I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh my fucking god, dude.
Yeah, it's weird how they can show you a scene and then show it to you in a different context, and it's like, oh, this is actually, yeah, I guess it's pretty fucked up.
There's also like kind of like there's like it's not really like horror. It's kind of like horror. Like I keep going back to like in the bartender scene, right? So you
Yeah.
know no one else is in the hotel.
Yeah.
And like nothing should be happening. But then Jack Nicholson goes and he sits down at the bar, and then he starts talking to cause like with the camera it looks like he's talking to himself. He's like give me a
Right,
drink,
right.
bartender. And then it cuts, and all of a sudden there's a dude like nicely dressed just sitting there,
Mhm.
and he's like, sure, Jack Nicholson, what do you want? And everyone's you're watching the movie and you're just like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
What is this guy doing?
Yeah.
And he's just having a casual conversation, and then he casually mentions like you should really like discipline the fuck out of your wife and children. They're like, what should I do? They're like, do some pretty harsh shit, man. They're like, do some harsh shit. He's like, all right, I guess. Go
Okay, so
ahead."
when I was watching the scene where he goes to the gold room,
Mhm.
and everybody's there and they're all in like the 1920s get up and there's the band and shit, I have a theory. I think he was dead ass time traveling.
You think?
I think he went back in the past, and it's almost like what happened back then was like influenced by Jack Nicholson. Like him going back to the past to talk to that dude who killed his wife and kids. It's like that was his vision. Like he's like, oh, this guy from the future tells me I kill my wife and kids.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what Doctor Sleep says, right?
Do you want me to like tell you like what it is? Like, do you want me to?
Do
Tell
they
you
explain
what
it in Doctor Sleep?
Kind of. They give like a super like low key explanation like in the movie. It's like
In
a
this- in
singular
this
line.
movie, or-
in this movie like when we first meet the black cook guy,
Mm-hmm.
he like drops some like knowledge on the kid, on
Yeah.
Danny, and he low-key tells Danny like what the fuck is wrong with what the fuck is wrong with the Overlook Hotel.
Uh huh.
So like, do you just want me to like say it?
Go ahead. I'm
Okay, so
interested.
like in a way the Overlook Hotel is like kind of alive, like it's
That makes
alive.
sense. Yeah, I could totally
It's like its own
see that.
entity,
Yeah.
and there's like souls, not souls, but they're like things that are like trapped there, kind of like
Uh-huh.
the essence of people that it can like influence and control, and they all kind of serve the Overlook Hotel, in a way.
And the Overlook Hotel is on top of an Indian burial ground too,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So
And,
it's
you know,
just
it's
it's
all-
just super
It's
fucked.
just cursed,
Yeah.
just cursed as fuck. But pretty much it just like it just wants like kind of like to feed off souls, but it also just kind of wants like people in the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really know. You just kind of know that it's like alive and it wants more people.
Is the service good? Is there free continental breakfast?
Apparently.
Johnny, the continental breakfast sketch
Yeah.
by Key and Peele.
Started from The
Yeah,
Shining?
it was the scene where it shows him on like the
Oh
picture.
my God.
That's the ending scene in this movie, where it has like the violin and shit, like, and it zooms in and you see him in the black and white photo.
That's hilarious.
Literally came from this movie.
That's funny.
But yeah, besides that, right, like the sound design was really fucking good. Like, it would not work without like all the really screechy,
Like
al-
yeah,
like
all these
pulse
screechy
pounding,
tones,
yeah.
like all this shit that kind of like makes your hair stand on edge. You're just kind of like, okay, like it's almost like nails on a chalkboard.
yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
eliciting like that kind of response.
Or like whenever they had like the zooms, and they double it with that sound, like
You're like, they zoom, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, yeah, I gotta start paying attention. 'Cause something's gonna happen. Like something pretty major is gonna fucking happen.
the first thing that actually made my hair stand on end was when Danny was in the storage place, and the black guy was showing him and his mom around the kitchen and shit, and Danny's watching the black guy, and it zooms in, and it's like the black guy's like, yeah, I'm gonna show you where the ice cream is soon or whatever, and it's like,
oh yeah, they like mind like
they like have like a
Yeah.
telepathic conversation. At first I didn't know what that was. At first I was just like, it was just kind of scary. It's just like, I don't even, it's so confusing. You're scared, but I thought that was cool. I had no idea why this movie was called The Shining, and that The Shining was like these psychic abilities.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird. It's like they called it The Shining because like this movie was almost about having paranormal abilities.
Just like shining a little bit.
Yeah.
But like it's also kind of weird because like the word like shine is only mentioned like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah,
Like
at the
just
beginning.
by the black dude.
Yeah.
He's like, you shine, dude. He's like, you got some shining powers. And everyone's like, what the fuck does that mean? No one knows what the fuck that means.
I personally like that, like, world building. They just mention it once and it's like, whatever, drop it. Like other people, like especially film majors, they're like, you need to flesh this out more, dude. But I mean, I like stuff like that.
Like the whole purpose of Doctor Sleep is to just flesh out what
Yeah.
exactly shine is.
Okay, that's cool. That's actually really
Like,
cool.
it's
I really
like-
want to watch
yeah.
that movie now.
It's really cool. It's really cool.
Well, what else? The black dude just dies really abruptly though.
The black he kind of gets cucked, like, cause he's super important.
Like the only shit he does in that movie is inform the audience what The Shining is, like flesh that out like a little bit, and to give the victims a way to escape. That's it. That's
gives
all
the
he does.
girl- He lets Wendy get out of the bathroom, and that's really all he does.
And the car, and he brings a car.
Yeah, and he brings him a car.
And that's
He brings
it.
A fresh car.
That's like entirely it. And it feels like they could have been a little bit more creative with that, but it still works. It still works as a movie.
Like it's just he's kind of like he's kind of like the low point in the movie where it's just like it's wasted potential kind of.
Pretty much, yeah. They could have done more, but I can't even think of what they could have done. I don't know.
I mean, in the context of this movie, I can't imagine what he could have done.
Yeah.
It's funny because I actually remembered having a bigger role than what I like.
He
at
really
first thought.
doesn't have a big role.
But like, there's like things I remembered. There's things I remember from my first time viewing that weren't in this, like that I didn't see here.
Maybe it was maybe you watched a different cut.
I don't know if there are different cuts of this movie.
There might not be. I don't know. But we just watched the standard YouTube cut.
No.
So
But-
it was good.
Overall, really well done movie, right? Like even the colors, dude. Like Stanley Kubrick loves using fucking colors, and you can tell in this movie. Like shit that's like I almost want to go back and like analyze it. Like he has a lot of stuff that's like really bright red. Like it's really rare to see any wine red or anything. It's like almost everything that's red is like really bright. Lots of yellows. So a few greens and stuff, but a lot of yellows and reds.
How deep was like the blood? The color of the blood.
The color of blood? I mean, it's standard, honestly.
Okay, Johnny, how many people in total do you think died on screen in this movie?
I don't think anybody died.
No one? Like on screen?
Yep.
Okay. Because throughout this entire movie, there's only like one like on screen
Oh fuck.
bloody death.
Yeah.
Who?
The
Black guy.
Oh.
Black
There you
guy.
go.
So basically,
Of
how it
course.
goes. Yeah, the black guy shows up at the beginning. He drops some exposition. And he's like, "All right, I'm out." Later in the movie, he's like, "I should go check up on them." He rolls up, instantly gets fucking murked. He's like, hello?
He gets murked, bro.
And he fucking like gets axed in the stomach and fucking dies.
That's fucked
It,
up.
it felt kind of like wasted potential. They could have done more with that. I don't know what, but
Cinema really just doesn't branch out too far.
and then because I know the scene where like he freezes, like I know Danny gets away, so that whole like last bit isn't as like it's not as suspenseful because like I know he gets away. Like I know he gets away, and I know the dad
mean,
fucking freezes.
You wouldn't like expect like them to kill the kid anyways. Like
Imagine if he did though.
if he did kill,
Imagine if he kills his whole family. How would you change the ending?
how would the ending change if he killed everyone?
Yeah, like what would happen? Like would the dad just be like so overwrapped with? I mean, obviously he kills himself. The original guy killed himself, right?
It doesn't seem like Jack would really like give a fuck in a way. Like he'd kill them and then he'd go back to like typing out his shit. Cause like
You think so?
Because I mean, like the guy when they meet in the bathroom after he gets like the stuff spilled on his jacket and he meets like the old caretaker who murdered like his entire family. He's kind of like he's like he's like you should just do it, dude. He's like you kind of need to. They're like you want to hang with us? Like you want to hang with the cool kids? Just gotta
Yeah.
just kill your family with an axe, like right now. He's like yeah, sure, I'm okay with that.
Oh, so that's you just reminded me of something else. The fact that he's like, oh, this place is so familiar,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like it almost infers, right? They're like, oh, it's almost like I've been here before. It's like, has he been there before, right? It's like that's why I'm like a lot of my mind in that scenes like that went to like time travel, right? It's like, is he meant to be there? Like, was he destined to like end up in this fucking hotel? Like, it seems like a lot of what happens in this movie is almost like fate. Like, there's no room
Yeah,
for
there's-
free will. It's like he goes there, he starts going crazy, and he just can't control it. Like, nobody can control it. Like even Danny, he's like no fucking help. He's
Yeah,
just
he
like
does nothing.
he's like he just goes around, looks at like really freaky fucking shit, and like says nothing the whole time, and he's like,
damn, ain't that
my
wild?
friend Tony says red rum, bitch. You're like, leave me alone, bitch. Go get me some chocolate milk. And then the woman is like, the wife is the only like normal person there, but she's like too nice for her own good.
She's also like not like stupid, but also kind of like just like unbelieving. Like she's like okay, she's like my husband is going a little nuts, but she's like we'll be fine, we'll be fine. He's like all right, now my kid's has like bruises on his neck, and the only people here are my husband and me, but we'll be fine, we'll be fine. We'll just like head out tomorrow, like everything will be fine. And then like the whole thing with like the old woman where she's like yo Jack, go check it out, and then Jack goes up, and then the old like disgusting rotting woman kind of like
That was nasty. That part was actually gross. I forgot about
that
that
was
part.
pretty fucking gross.
So 237, I guess, is where the original murders happen.
237 is where fuck.
Do they explain that in Doctor Sleep? I feel like they do.
Not really. I read about this a while, but like when I first watched this movie, I like looked up all like the stuff on it. 237, I think, is just where like the like worst shit happened. Like, so it's a collection of people that like exist there, like a collection of souls. It's not like from different events. So like there's like the guy who killed his family and joined like all the other people. There's the old woman. There's the two twins. There's the the guy, the weird lion guy who was blowing the dude
Right.
at the end of the movie. Like it's all like a different like collective of fucked up events that the the house like claims people and like adds it to itself.
The lore is pretty interesting. Like, it makes me very interested in it. I like whenever movies don't explain shit to me, I'm like, oh fucking, I gotta figure it out.
It's kind of cool to like think about it and like put your own stuff together.
All right. Any last thing you want to add?
No,
Final
not really.
thoughts? All right. I think that's it. For anybody who tuned in, Nick, thank you for watching. It was pretty dank.
Thank you.
And yeah, that's it. That was The Shining. Next week, I don't know what movie I'm gonna watch. Probably another scary movie. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Willie, you fucking idiot.
All right, have a good one, guys. Book is just like you can see the characters' thoughts. They can really take a Stanley Kubrick film in bright cyan. Jack Nicholson.
Shit right here.
I mean, it was like when did this movie come out? 1980.
1980.
1980.
They have PowerPoint back then?
No, The Shining. That's an interesting way to have the credits. It's like reverse credits, you know?
Like
How
Star
they-
Wars.
Yeah.
Scatman.
Scatman.
Is his name Deadass Scatman?
Yeah, my name is Deadass Norby.
Physically, it's not a very demanding job. The only thing that can get a bit trying up here during the winter is the tremendous sense of isolation.
Well, that just happens to be exactly what I'm
That's
looking for.
that's a lot. That's heavy foreshadowing. I know this movie. I've
Writing project.
never seen it, but
5 months of peace is just what I want.
That's very good, Jack.
Don't want to. Please. No. Tony, tell me.
I thought this scene was later on. I didn't realize this scene was so quick.
He's having a premonition, dude.
Oh. So this kid's like a little bit psychic.
Yeah, it'll explain it later in the movie.
Okay.
See? It's okay. You saw it on the television.
God, dude, what a piece of shit dad. This Jack Nicholson as a dad is kind of a dick.
Yeah, he's a fucking asshole.
He's like this fucking sarcastic piece of shit. I would hate to have him as a dad, honestly. He's a writer, yeah. I guess so he's like really pretentious, right? God, what an interesting location, though. All these actors are boomers, right? They're probably boomers.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
They're old as fuck.
Come on over and say.
I wouldn't know what to do with it if I did.
Well, one thing for sure.
Yeah, they're like setting this up in such a way where it's like, she said like, oh, I feel like I'm gonna need breadcrumbs to get around. Like you can tell these characters don't really understand the layout.
Can I like spoil like a tiny bit of the movie?
Yeah, go. Yeah, I already know like good portions of it.
We've already seen like every like major location in this movie.
I'm guessing this too.
We'll get to it.
We got a dozen jugs of black molasses. We got 60 boxes of dried milk.
Dude, this kid needs some meds or some shit, dude.
How'd you like some ice cream, Doc? Sociables, mango rolls, and 7
Okay, that was pretty creepy.
Now we got dried
I got a little bit of goosebumps from that. That was kind of creepy.
apricots, dried
It's really,
dried prunes.
that was actually pretty well done.
You gotta
There's a lot
keep
more to
right
this movie
if you want to be happy.
than just like like the scenes that people know about.
The fact that this kid's like a psychic is what makes it so freaky, and like he's so just like apathetic about it too. Honestly, that'd be a sick ass job, bro. Nowadays, if you just had internet, imagine I just bring the podcast into the fucking hotel.
You fucking hold in a different room every day.
Yeah. That's pretty
You'd be
cool.
alone though. You wouldn't be able to get guests
Oh yeah, I guess so.
unless you bring like 30 people.
Yeah, I'll just bring 30 people.
Weather forecast said it's gonna snow tonight.
What do you want me to do about it?
Huh? Don't be so grouchy.
I'm not being grouchy. I just want to finish my work.
Jesus fucking.
Okay, I understand.
Dude, she's so fucking
I'll
sweet.
come back later on with a couple of sandwiches for you, and maybe
She's
you'll
a
let me read
genuinely good
something to you.
person.
It's like the best wife ever.
This guy's like, shut the fuck up.
Let me explain something to you. Whenever you come in here and interrupt me, you're breaking my concentration. You're distracting me. And it will then take me time to get back to where I was. Understand?
Yeah.
Fine. And we're gonna make a new rule. Whenever I'm in here, you hear me typing. Whether you don't hear me typing, what the fuck you hear me doing in here, when I'm in here, that means that I am working. That means don't come in. Now, do you think you can handle that?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Fine. Why don't you start right now and get the fuck out of here?
Oh my god. Dude, she's so fucking nice. What a dick, man.
Yeah, what a fucking asshole.
Oh my god. She's like the nicest fucking wife I've ever seen put to screen. You can really,
He's just completely shitting on her for like
yeah,
no reason.
dude. You can really tell the audience, the filmmakers really want you to fucking hate this guy. She's like, I'll even bring you 2 sandwiches. We can just chill. It's like,
She's like, get the fuck
you're
out of here, you stupid
distracting me. It's like,
bitch.
damn, man, chill. What the fuck? Oh, hell no. Jesus.
So what'd you think about that?
I'm pretty confused, but that's fucking terrifying. Jesus Christ. He thought he was making out with a hot babe, and she suddenly turns into like the most...
Like decaying old woman.
Yeah, it's like... Christ. So was she actually there, or was that like an illusion? I guess I'll find out. Or...
What does it say, Norby?
I already know what it's gonna say. It's gonna be like the dull boy Jack never plays. I know how it goes, kind of. Yeah, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. It's fucking line after line of it. See, the people who typed that for the movie just got so tired of it, they just did it wrong a few times. Yikes. It's a pretty yikes moment.
It's a real yikers, dude. It's fucking crazy.
Oh, man.
She's like, damn, this book's gonna fucking suck.
She's like, I think I need to get a divorce. This shit ain't gonna make no fucking money. Man. Big yikes. Who fucking typed this shit up, dude? Somebody needs to give that guy a raise.
Like, yo, type it all, but it'll also be slightly different every time.
She's like, shit. Oh, that's terrifying.
Do you remember this movie? She was more of an asshole.
Huh?
Like, Jack turns his corner or something, and she's like, dude, this book's gonna fucking suck dick. How the fuck are you gonna pay the bills with this, you fucking cuck?
She's too nice.
She's too nice.
Yeah, she's too nice for that
she's
shit,
like,
dude.
It's okay.
That'd be so out of character.
Here's Johnny.
There it is.
Okay, we can turn the movie off now.
Yeah, that's it. Movie's over.
Oh, shit! Apparently, Jack Nicholson actually, what's the word?
Like, improv
He
did?
improv'd it, yeah, he improv'd that line.
Thank God he did.
Yeah, it's iconic as fuck now. Okay, finally got there. Jesus.
This is bad country.